Ladies and gentlemen, enough of us and enough of the banter. We are super excited. It's a proud moment. It's a moment that makes us feel very, very honored to have Ayesha in the studio. And she's also known as the charming chef. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
You are most welcome. Thank you so much for your time. And once again, thank you so much
always
for
a
the
pleasure.
generosity.
You're welcome.
Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are doing things a little bit different. You know, previous weeks we've always had some sort of food, and today it is nothing but delicacies. Lekker, in other words, lekker goedes,
Yes.
like lekker soetgoed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're at. Aisha, where did it all start for you? The interest in baking?
When I was really, really young, so I used to spend a lot of time with my mom and my granny in the kitchen. So I had this small plastic tray that we
Okay.
all had. That, you know,
Yes,
that table
yes,
and tray
yes,
that we all
yeah,
had
yeah.
when we were younger. And I used to stand on that tray and like stand next to my granny and drive her absolutely mad. She'd be like, you need to go back to school. You're mad. And then I used to like follow her around and learn all the things from them, from my mom and my granny. And then eventually I just decided that because it brings me so much joy, I'm going to make a career out of it.
Wow.
Did you always have aspirations to turn your passion into a business?
No.
Really?
I wanted to do something like environmental science.
Wow, that's interesting.
Sure. It's like so different.
I wanted to work for like National Geographic or something. And I wanted to
Wow,
do
that's
like environmental science and film. And so I did a little bit of film. And then I was like, no, I really want to make cake.
That's very interesting.
We're really happy that you decided that.
Absolutely. Her decision that she made many, many moons ago actually led her to this moment right here with us.
True.
Yeah.
So it's a great honor. Wow.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Some of your favorite techniques that you love using when you're baking and doing what you do.
So when it comes to like baking and stuff, because I am a trained chef, but I've also learned from my granny and my mom. So a
Wow.
lot of the things I bring in, it's because I want that when you eat it, it needs to evoke like emotion and
Yes.
nostalgia and all of those things. So when I do whatever I do, like the flavor needs to bring up something. So like it needs to create, even if it doesn't bring up something, it needs to create a memory. So in terms of like technique and stuff like that, I try and keep it like really like my granny and my mommy used to make it. Like I have like a cake that's called Mom's carrot cake and Granny's
Oh,
chocolate cake.
amazing.
And like those are like my favorites. But like the chocolate cake was the first thing I ever made. I did it in like school for like show and tell or something.
Oh, cool.
I took a cake with as everybody's best friend that day.
Sounds about right.
That's awesome. And do you experiment beyond what you actually do in terms of, coming up with different concepts and trying different flavors and things?
I absolutely love doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not very adventurous of letting it out into the world because I don't know how people are going to take to it. But I like mixing your savory and your sweet. So, like, I did this one mousse with, like, coriander and mango.
Oh.
And it was a cake.
That sounds
That
That
interesting.
sounds really
good.
nice.
And chili and chocolate. But that's, like, normal.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
has chili and chocolate now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So when mixing up the flavors, what's the sort of flavors that you need to avoid? You need to just abandon ship and say, okay, don't put together.
I need to
this and
listen
this.
carefully to this because, yeah.
Look, it all comes down to what you enjoy. Like, nobody should tell you, don't do that. Just try it, and then we go from there. You will know, and you'll be like, okay, maybe not, maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's not put fish sauce in our tea. That's not gonna work.
I like how
Listen,
you got the
I feel like
extreme
she's-
vibe. I was gonna throw something out like soup and ice cream.
Yeah.
You don't mix the two.
I mean, you definitely shouldn't be mixing soup and ice cream together.
You can, because ice cream is cream, and you can finish off your soup with like cream.
Well.
So
I
you
like
see.
Aisha a lot.
You see.
Aisha's like thinking
He's
out
on
of
a
the
roll
box.
today.
No. Aisha's thinking out of the box. I like that. Aisha, with regards to the prep time, let's say for instance, the little bits and pieces that you brought today.
Yes.
On average, how much prep time does it take?
So because I like to be, full of nonsense with myself, I like to do small things for some reason. Those things do take a little bit of time, but also with like experience and all of those things, they take a little less time now.
Got you.
But so with the millionaire shortbread that I wrote in, so that's like three things that need to happen
Wow.
first. So you need to make the biscuit, then you need to make the caramel, then it needs to chill out and get cool, and then you need to put the chocolate on and then portion it. So it's
Sure.
like a process.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
With the cheesecakes, those go into a mold, we bake it, and then it needs to freeze so I can take it out of the mold.
Sure.
And then, it needs to defrost so that we can eat it.
Oh, wow.
Is the cheesecake the one that comes with the sauce?
Yes, with
In
the sauce.
Is it a tube? What do we call that?
That's
No, what is it called?
Okay, so it's actually a pipette, but we're going to go with a private school bumpy.
Correct. Yes.
Right. It's a pipette.
But you were right on the almost a private. Yeah, it was on the same line. So
Yeah.
it's officially when you. It doesn't matter how raw your clients
no.
are.
It's
They could be
like-
from Camps Bay, multimillionaires. It's a private school, bumpy and klaar.
That's awesome. So, to our listeners, in case you're wondering what we're talking about, we have the charming chef with us today, and the lady brought a beautiful spread of nice little biscuits and cakes and all these things. And the pipette / private school bumpy discussion goes around. Is that that's the milk tart, right?
That's
Sorry,
the
the cheesecake,
Yes.
and it's got cream.
Yes, so it's got a strawberry mousse, and then fresh strawberry, and then the berry sauce
There we go, in the pipette.
in the pipette.
And that's stuck into the cream. And when you go onto Good Up FM's Facebook pages and our social media platforms, you will actually get to see what we're talking about, because it's really interesting. It's the first time I actually see that and experience that as well. So from that perspective, it makes it even more interesting as well, because it's an experience before you start eating. Is that the intention?
That is the intention, but also it comes back to making a memory. You're like, you were at a private school. And a
Absolutely.
DJ Easy, you've started something. I'm so proud of you. Amazing.
And for me, it's going to be a memory that's going to live with me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
One thing I was curious about, because this will be the first time I've ever seen it, I'm pretty sure you as well and you, is the strawberry sweetie pie.
Oh, yes. So that's
I mean,
like,
because
I didn't have that yet. Is
I
that the
neither
chocolate?
that's the chocolate
Yes,
thing.
that's
But I
the
mean,
chocolate.
I only know a sweetie pie to have
Yes.
that white stuff in, and that's it.
Yes.
So
So that's got a biscuit base,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's strawberry ganache in the center, and then the marshmallow, and then it's covered in chocolate.
wow,
So
How much did you bring?
two, one for me and one, for
me,
DJ
one
Easy.
for me, and one for me. That's how it works. Yo,
Amazing.
you know what I don't like about this part of the show?
What?
It's me drooling.
Okay.
I can't focus. I don't even know what to say after she just said that.
He
I
does.
can't even concentrate at the moment.
there's one's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. Don't
Don't
worry.
encourage him. No, he's got a massive sweet tooth.
Yeah, guilty as
It's
charged.
your-
Eh? Gee
like
whiz,
that.
I need to go to the dentist. As gooi tanden in die lug vir me. I promise you. Ayesha, if our listeners have some questions they wish to connect, can they do that?
Absolutely. So it's the Charming Chef on all social platforms, and then I've also got a website.
Nice.
Fantastic.
It's
The Charming Chef
The
as
The
well.
Charming
Charming
Chef, yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
you
And
for
in,
having me.
In closing, any advice for
Yeah.
any of our listeners
For
that
Aaron.
wish Aaron?
Because
and
Aaron can't bake. I mean, Aaron is so bad at baking. You know those pre-mixes that you
Yeah.
just throw the eggs and the water, and I messed that up as well.
You must read the instructions.
I like that. I like that. So
funny.
is that your advice? Read the instructions.
I feel like everybody can bake. Look, I deal with like kids all the time. If they can do it, we can.
We can, D.
That's
course.
encouraging.
We can do it.
You're right.
Kids can do it.
So my motto is ek gaan nie 'n laaitjie vir my laat wys nie. That's my encouragement.
Just do
I'm gonna
it.
go out and bake.
Just do it. Also,
Ayesha.
read the instructions.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Closing, yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I wish
Really
you all of the
appreciate it.
best.
Thank you so much for
100%.
having me. It was lots of fun.
Fantastic. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. She is the charming chef. She's also a confectionist as well. And all I can say is, Mensa, I'm going to play music, pay the bills, and I'm going to go in there and eat because Aaron's already rushing to the table. DJ Easy, I don't know what you're going to do, but we're going to have to lock Aaron up in this cold fridge room over here while we finish the plate.